It's so funny. I think after we finish this show, I think we should go back and watch the first episode again. Because the whole thing's going to make sense. I think that we should do that. Watch the first episode again.
Do we have to, like, re-record the episode, or can we just do the reaction?
I would just do the reaction, yeah.
Wait, wasn't Dick Grayson the character in the 1960s Batman show?
Yeah.
He wasn't crazy, from what I remember.
Exactly. No, I'm saying that this guy's a crazy version of...
Holy hole in a donut! What happened?
All right, next episode. All right.
Please.
Are you ready, Dara?
Yes.
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and we're back. Yay.
Yay.
All right, we're still talking about Baccano. We are on episode 10. Czeslaw Meyer is forced to rework his Tremble-Before-the-Specter-of-Immortals strategy. So, Dara, I think you said in the previous episode that you liked this one a little better.
Yeah.
Would you like to expand before we jump into our synopsis?
I think just because I like the characters more.
Yeah, because we're following some characters that we like.
We like.
Okay, cool. So, before we get to any characters we actually like, we're going to start off in Newfoundland. This guy.
That's the senator?
Yes, Senator.
Who that? Newfoundland.
1931.
I was about to say Newfoundland, but I'm like, no, wait, it's Newfoundland.
Canada.
Canada! Can we go to Canada? Mm-hmm. Have you ever been to Canada?
Sure.
I've been to one city in Canada.
Make things very difficult for me.
What have the Lemure has done?
Is that Marquis de Lafayette?
Sure is.
Yay!
Express, the flying pussyfoot. And in exchange for the lives of the passengers.
Great.
Of all places, why are we in Canada?
Because why not?
Because why not? You raise a good point. I should not be so bold. So we're actually going to follow, just for this scene, the senator, Manfred Barium. So this guy, whatever.
This guy.
This asshole. So he is visiting Huey Lafarre, or as we have been calling him, Marquis de Lafayette. Who, of course, as we know from the previous episodes, was one of the original members of the Avis. Yikes, the boat, where everyone drank the secret formula and became immortal, the original time.
But it wasn't, because I thought he was, like, the main guy, like, the guy who, like, called upon stuff, but he was just kind of there.
He was just kind of there. He was an interesting character, because we kind of learned back then, at least, his role was more of the observer. So while he drank the secret formula, he was always kind of more in the back, kind of thinking, which is one of the reasons why the demon character kind of found interest in him. But we don't really know what he's been up to, just that he has done something to land himself in prison, and he has done something to gain himself a cult following.
Right.
Who really wants him free. And we kind of learn as the episode goes on why they want him free. We kind of get an idea of that. The senator kind of informs Marquis de Lafayette of what's going on, that he has his followers, the Lemures, or the Lemures, have hijacked the Flying Pussyfoot, and they are demanding his release in exchange for the lives of the passengers, most notably, of course, his wife and the senator's wife and daughter. And to which Lafarre says it's kind of funny that, oh, you actually care about your family now?
They're demanding your release.
Why is he in jail in Canada?
I see. And you'd like my intervention in the matter?
My wife and daughter are on board.
Since when did Manfred Barium start to care about his family? I thought all you craved were power and money.
Yeah.
This is no joke, you piece of shit.
Okay.
Now there's the real Barium.
Because as we kind of learn about the senator, he's very interested in power and money, and he's willing to sell his soul for the concept of immortality. So this dude's kind of an asshole, but like politicians, not that far off.
But I mean, like, actually, if you think about it, like, unless it comes out that, like, he didn't try to save his family, then it would be bad for his, like, career. But, like, if, like, he tried to save his family and succeeded, then that would look really, really good. And, like, it'd be PowerPoints because, like, he went through this tragedy. But, like, if they died, it'd still probably be good for his, like, political career because, like, oh, my God, like, we feel bad for this guy.
Yeah.
It's bad if, like, they died and you realize he didn't do anything about it.
Right. So, yeah, he seems like just the kind of asshole who would think something like that.
I don't know why I really like this conversation, but I think it's because, like, the voices were just kind of, like... Because you have, like, Marquis de Lafayette, who's, like, talking with...
He's talking with a French accent.
He's talking with a French accent. And then you've got...
like that French, yeah.
And then you got the senator who's all like, now listen here, buddy.
I'm an American.
I'm a white guy.
I'm an American. And I am an immortal Frenchman. There's nothing more terrifying. And now we have insulted the French.
And white guys.
Merci. We insult white guys all the time.
You're right. But
That's all we do on this show.
it's fine, guys. Cailin is a white guy.
A little bit. You're right. I mostly just make fun of things that I myself, which is why we're making fun of the Italians and the French, because like
We don't make fun of the Germans.
Well, I'm not even. I'm only like this much German actually.
Am I more German than you? I don't know how much
You
German.
might be more German than me. Yes, I actually. If you look at my ancestry results, I don't have German shown up there, but my great grandfather came from Germany.
Is doing fine.
Hey, thank you. I took a trip to the year 3000. It's all right. Went multi-platinum. God, we have gotten so far off the rails. Baccano. Let's make fun of the French.
That's our tagline. Baccano. Let's make fun of the French.
I think we should make that the title when you put it on YouTube.
I'll do it,
Like,
yeah.
Let's make fun of the French.
Sorry, French people. You're a lovely. You have a lovely country.
You're wonderful.
Your revolutions were not as bloody as Baccano. Debatable.
That is the land of my people, actually. So, like, I can't be that mad. Actually, specifically French Canadians. It's literally where I'm descended from.
Their revolution wasn't that bloody, was it?
I don't think so.
French Revolution, on the other hand,
On the other hand.
that was so much blood.
So anyway, back in prison in Canada, Canadian prison, they, they're talking about kind of all of the events going on at the train. Lafarge actually says that his followers' plan will fail.
You'll end up no worse off for it.
Their plan will not succeed.
And why is that?
If the Lemures have taken over the train, then it means my daughter is on board with them. My daughter is absolutely
Oh, that
loyal
chick.
to me and no one else. She will not fail me.
Your daughter, Chane Laforêt? She's a fanatic as well.
She simply needs to
Can immortals have
understand
kids?
that what they are attempting to do will, in the end, be of no use to me whatsoever.
Is she immortal?
Nope.
But they can have kids.
Yeah.
Don't want to make them immortal? Because that's depressing.
So, and he mentions that his daughter is on the train with them, and she's only loyal to him.
So he doesn't care about his cult?
This seems like they seem kind of expendable to him, and there's more of a conversation about this a little later, as far as like their relation, the Laforêts' kind of connection to the Lemures, or the Lemures, but we'll kind of touch on that when we get there. So yeah, Chane, of course, as we know, yes, Dara.
So did these people make a cult without Lafayette, and then Lafayette found out about it and was like surrounding him a bit, but then Lafayette didn't know about it, and then he found out about it and was kind of had an idea of let's kill these people by having them do a mission for me.
Mm-hmm. I'm actually gonna read here
Because I was wondering, did Lafayette actually make up the cult, or was it just a thing of somebody else who did that, or he was doing a bunch of stuff back in yonder days?
Mm-hmm. That's a good question. It doesn't really specify on the wiki if they formed with or without him.
Okay.
It's a good question, but Huey doesn't seem super he doesn't really seem to care much about them. So make of that what you will. But of course, we know Chane, who is kick-ass lady in the black dress.
Also not immortal.
Also not immortal, interestingly enough, even though her father is immortal.
Well, why would you have a kid if you're immortal?
I don't
Unless they're going to become immortal too.
I don't really know what Shane's deal is here.
But it sounds we learn later, but I kind of I wonder why would you want to do that? Because that just seems really traumatic. Because that constantly, it's like that one episode of Doctor Who where Maisie Williams in one episode becomes immortal, and then at some point she has kids, and then they die from the plague.
Oh, terrible.
And then she decides not to have kids anymore, and I'm like, well, yeah, no shit.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. That's not great.
Don't have kids. Well, I don't want to say don't you make your own choices, but it feels kind of traumatic if you're immortal out there.
It's true. But Huey in general seems to have an interesting view of people, so I don't really know what his deal is.
All right.
But we also kind of get this idea that there's some kind of mental connection between the two, because it seems like he kind of can send a message to her, just I guess
I didn't. That wasn't really surprising. I was kind of oh, probably maybe the genetic thing.
But yeah, we don't something about.
Maybe she live longer than normal humans.
I don't think so.
Okay, fine. Bash my theories.
Interesting. Yeah, I wonder if they explain it more on the show or if I'll have to talk about it. So I won't say too much right now. Yeah. So anyway, that's what's going on with the black suits. So we're going to jump back into, of course we dropped the title and then get back to the conversation that triggered the title, which was this conversation in the freight hold with Dodger and Lad.
Please, Seth, here, have some more.
It'd be more than enough to make it worth your while, of course. You get to have all the fun you want, and I make sure I'm safe on this train.
So we went to murder everybody to make he was the immortal.
I'm glad you understand.
That's cold, man.
Most never do. If you kill all the passengers for me, I'll give you $20,000.
Do you have $20,000?
Out of the question.
That's fair.
That's a lot.
Is your head about to get blown off and then shooped?
The absolute Lad, who and Chez wants to him to kill all the passengers in the dining car, and Lad's like, what? He's like, do you know what you're saying, child? You're asking me to murder people. Like, he's cool with murdering people, but like, why is this little kid asking him to murder people?
Why wouldn't you want to take that deal?
Yeah.
That's a great deal.
So, right.
For him, not in general.
So, yes, because Chez isn't just asking just for, shits and giggles. He has something to offer, which is $20,000. And Lad says, what? So he Chez kind of explains that he has smuggled a large quantity of explosives aboard the train.
So that's where we get the explosives?
That's where we knew that there were explosives on the train, but it turns out Chez was involved in that.
How did a child get explosives?
And for what? A little spare change? Besides, how do I know you'll actually pay me?
I have a substantial amount of explosives stashed away on the train. I'm using it to make a bargain with the Runarada crime family in New York. They have a great deal of trust in me. If you do this one little job,
how do you know the
I will
Rotinis?
definitely
Rigatonis,
bring a good
Rigatonis.
interview with the Runaradas. They'll be sure to treat you well.
That's a bit convenient.
I should, you know what? I should stop doubting Dodger because, I feel like he's smart. Like, he's been around.
Kid is smart.
He's smart. Okay, you know what? It's fine.
It's fine. Right. He can do anything he wants. So, yes, Chez has smuggled explosives aboard, and he intends to send them to the Rigatoni family, the Runaradas in New York. And
so he also does work with, but, he can't go because he's a child. Well, I guess, no. There are people in the Rigatonis. Who's in the Rigatonis anyway?
Nobody that I care about.
Okay, okay.
They, Runaradas are like a family, but I don't think there's none of the main cast of characters are a part of the Runaradas.
So why are they around? Just have another family?
They're just, yeah. They are kind of an antagonistic force of some of the families that we do like. Such as, they're the ones that kidnap Eve Genoward. They have the beef. They're the ones that come in and they have a beef with the Gandalfs.
Don't all the families have I don't know.
Not all the families.
Actually, no. It kind of feels like the Gandalfs and the Mozzarellas. They at least because Fiyero and Christian Bale were there together. So maybe they get along.
Yeah, I think they get along because it's kind of mentioned that the Mozzarellas and the Gandalfs, the Martillas and the Gandors are smaller gangs, and so.
So the Rigatonis are the bigger gang.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They seem like they're ready to f it up. But yes, Chez has extra. He promises Lad some of the extra explosives. And he says that once the train stops, he and Lad will gather the remaining explosives and escape to New York, where they will sell the explosives to the Runaradas. And the police will blame the black suits for the death and destruction that they're leaving behind. So Chez has this whole thing planned out. He has the whole thing planned out. Kid is smart. We should stop calling him kid because he's the dude is 200 years old. And I think this show also, I don't mean to sidestep here, but I think the show does, a good job of, I think there's some anime with, immortals where, they're young and kid-looking, or they're, 700 years old and, looks like a little girl. But, this does a really good job of, I think, handling how kind of off-putting that is. Instead of being it's cutesy, it's oh, this person has seen some shit and is a little fucked up.
Well, kind of reminds me of Kirsten Dunst in Interview with the Vampire.
Yeah.
Because she was 12 in the movie. She was very good, and when she was supposed to, I think in the book she was 6 when she became a vampire.
Yeah.
Which is worse.
Yeah.
But in that movie, when you watch it, when she first turns, you can tell she's a kid. Mm-hmm. But then when they jump 30 years, she feels like an adult, even though she's stuck in a child's body. Just a weird stuff with Brad Pitt that's odd.
Yeah.
Because,
we won't think about it.
Well, I think that happens in the book, but like, so like, it technically makes sense, but it's also like, body-wise, it's gross. That's the bad thing about being an immortal when you are stuck as a child, which is that like you have all the desires of like an adult, but it's awkward because you're in a child's body.
Yeah, so
I feel bad for child immortal people.
Yeah, so sorry. So pour one out for Czeslaw Meyer, everybody.
He's fine. Anyway.
So in regards to all the crazy stuff that's going on, Lad asks Ches, why not you just set off the explosives? You can kill everyone you want. And Ches replies that he has a special interest in one of the corpses and he would rather not pick up the pieces.
But he wouldn't have to pick up the pieces. They would just get back together.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if he's saying that because he means that or if he's, there was some kind of specific strategy that he had in mind.
Does it take longer when they're all over the place?
It might.
But, like, how much longer? Because it feels like when, like, his brain got explodey, it only took, like, maybe, like, depends on the injury.
Yeah,
But, like, I feel like that only took maybe, I don't know, like, 10 minutes for him to, like, get back together. So maybe, like, if they're exploded the place, it might take, like, a couple hours. But, like, what's the big deal?
Still, right. Although in the show it happens pretty fast, so not quite sure.
I feel like it might be slower depending on the injury. Because it felt like it took longer for Dodger to get back together than, like, when Dallas got back together.
Right.
So that's what I think, like, depending on the injury, it might take a bit. Like Deadpool rules.
Yeah. I mean, I think Dodger lays out a very interesting offer here, but Lad isn't taking it.
For some reason.
He's kind of pissed off. I think he's pissed off about how this kid's talking to him, right? You ever have a kid can talk to you and you're like, excuse me, you are a child. Do not. And so he's kind of like getting like that, but instead of just like turning the other way, he takes out his gun and he blows his head off.
So, mister, do we have a deal here or what?
Why would you need to club to the pizza if it explodes? Won't they just...
You were so close, but you couldn't figure out how to talk to me after all.
What?
I can't let a look like yours go unanswered. You're just so sure I'm not gonna do this.
I think he was.
And there goes his whole head.
He's fine.
His whole head.
He's fine.
Did this?
It's fine.
He just eviscerates a child.
It's fine.
Head go explodey.
Well, we know he's not a child.
We know, but Lad doesn't know that. He thinks he's just straight up a kid.
Dude, that's what's gonna be funny when he sees Dodger again.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna be like, wait, I'm pretty sure that I blew your head off.
Right.
But it's back together. And it'd be fun. That's why I said it'd really be funny if Vlad got to kill a bunch of immortals because it would never work. And then he might want to become an immortal and then he could kill more people with the slurping.
Yeah, that sounds like a nightmare.
No, I agree.
Nightmare.
But like, for Vlad it'd be hilarious.
So we're actually going to go back and see a character that we didn't get to see last episode. We've kind of sort of seen the past few episodes, but not last one. And that we're going back to 1932. So we're going to jump ahead a year and follow Eve Genovia,
who's so smart in this episode.
She is beautifully innocent. Her whole thing is that she's just very innocent, and that gets her into some good situations and some very bad situations, mostly the bad ones.
Because she's an idiot.
Yeah, she is.
Would Queen Julie Andrews approve?
That's the question. You know
what's funny? The second Princess Diaries is actually on TV, and I was watching it, and like that one actually takes place in Genovia.
Yeah.
So I'm like watching it, and I'm like, oh, so Genovia is just like a place where like everybody has a different accent.
It's vaguely European.
No, but like, because I'm thinking like, okay, well, it makes sense for Anne Hathaway because she was born in America and like we're just in college there. But I thought like everybody was just like a British accent, which is like fine. But then Chris Pine's over here and he's talking American.
Yeah. Right, but slightly accented American, but like not. He's just like a very proper American.
I think that was his first movie.
Was that a first movie?
I think it was his first movie. Yeah.
Aw, wait, is it? Let me see.
I don't know. Might have done like other like smaller stuff, but
was that his first?
No, but there are like some people with like Scottish accents, and then like some people with like French accents or like vaguely European accents.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I think that was. Wow,
I don't know about television, but like
he was okay. So he did a couple of TV episodes first. And then
his big break in Princess Diaries.
Princess Diaries too. Good for him. Good for him.
He was good in the movie.
Yeah. Oh, he was. He's just a cool. I like Chris Pine.
I think technically his break was I was gonna say Star Wars,
Star Trek. Anyway.
And then in both good Wonder Woman movies.
Yeah.
One good.
Yeah. Oh boy. Baccano. So yes, but we talk shit on Eve Genovia, but like she's smart enough to get her way out of the clutches of the Rigatonis.
Oh, Eve, I forgot about that. There's so many people.
Eve, it's me.
Elian?
Eve, I'm sorry I scared you. It's all our fault. I don't know how to make it up to you. I wish I could just crawl into some dark hole and never come out.
You dramatic.
Rescue me?
Yes.
But I mean, they're also a bunch of idiots, so I don't know how much smarter that is. But she's at least smart enough to get away from them. They had kidnapped her, but she just kind of walked out.
Well, they're kind of idiots.
They're a bunch of idiots. So she kind of leaves their house, mansion, or whatever, and she is kind of pulled into a car by Elian Duga from the Daily Days, who he's he kind of knows some things, but not a bunch of things, but he kind of knows some more things than other people. I don't know how else to describe his character.
Right. I think we shall say this was like shot weird.
This scene was kind of shot weird. It was, because it's like, and I think it's part of those things. We see this in a couple parts of the episodes where like we do have like those long like landscape shots like over dialogue, because that's like a very anime thing, and I always joke that it's to save on budget.
I just remember it in Legend of Korra, like the last like few episodes.
Yeah, it's super obvious in Legend of Korra.
That would have been. I appreciate that more than the clip show.
Right. Clip show.
Clip show was bad.
Clip show was bad. Clip show had some funny stuff in it.
The first half,
the in the middle when they did the
phone call thing was fun.
The phone call thing was,
but the whole let's recap the romance.
Yeah, that was boring. We didn't need that. No, we literally did not need to recap any of the romance. Anyway,
that's for Kurosami.
Kurosami forever.
I know, you're right.
Thank you. But yeah, no, this is shot weird in a way where like Eve is pulled into the car and then she's like kind of pulled onto the floor because she's kind of like smothered in there, and you don't really see anything. You just like hear the conversation,
and then like on the floor, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's an adult and she's like maybe a teenager.
Right. How old is she? Does it say? It doesn't say. But she... yeah, no, she's like 16. She's like 16 or 17.
That's still illegal.
So, yeah, it says Eve is born sometime in either 1914 or 1915. This is 1932. So maybe 17 or 18. Still.
Yeah, well, if she's 18, not great. But, like, at least legal.
6, 7, no, like, she's like 17.
All right, that's still.
But yeah, it is a little. But like
they and then there's like the point where like they're still talking and they're up on the seats and she gets like really close to him and like it kind of looks like romantic and I'm like.
Or like you see this, where like her like you see her leg kind of go and she's like kind of adjusting her like clothes and we're like this is like weirdly suggestive.
I know you guys didn't. Whatever.
Is that the Mafia family?
Sure is.
Please take me to them. You have to show me.
How old is she?
I must speak with the Gandor family as soon as possible. I'm begging you.
Young.
I don't know that.
It was shot weirdly.
Okay, thank you. And I don't know how old the guy is, but like
he's a grown ass man. He is a grown ass man. So anyway, but it is shot a little weirdly. But so Elian is there to kind of apologize for basically Daily Days kind of did a shit job of keeping her out of trouble, kind of got her in trouble.
Yeah, they did.
And he says that he knows more than Nicholas Wayne does, or Nick Batman friend who's stirring up trouble. But he doesn't know as much as like the president knows. But one of his kind of knowledge about the what happened with Dallas is that it's something involving the Gandalf family.
Yeah.
So they're going to go kind of check that out. Before we get to see kind of what happens there, we're going to go back to 1930, and we're going to follow some of our favorite folks, Isaac and Miria. So yes, Isaac and Miria, they are dressed fancy, and they are kind of talking about... They're talking about kind of their encounter with Ennis and just ruminating on that. That's a lot of where we're seeing a lot more kind of those landscape shots, which is fun because it's New York.
I think Ennis got those 4 hoodlums to the police, okay?
I don't know, but I hope she got away okay afterwards.
What do you think she was trying to do?
Maybe she was trying to Run away from home?
Run away, yeah, you might be right, Miria. She was really strong, though.
Who are we talking
She
about?
was strong, all right.
Ennis?
Strong
Maybe.
women are fantastic.
Aww, he's a feminist.
Yay, Isaac.
I was wondering.
Here the budget's
Isaac,
starting to wean out when
What's
they just like
that,
do
Miria, my
random
dear?
landscape shots.
Where do you
Like
think
Legend of
we're going
Korra?
to go
Yep.
after all this?
So it like New York in the 30s. So it's like it's just a really fun time. It's cool stuff. It's really fun to like look because you can imagine they were probably like looked at old photographs and like really wanted to get the scene down nice. And which is fun. So that's like kind of the cool thing about these period pieces, I guess. But so then they're kind of talking about what they want to do next, and of course they want money. They want to steal some money, but their idea is to steal from some smaller mafia families instead of a large one.
Right, because then they could get in more trouble.
Yeah, because they don't want a situation where, like, if they steal from a big family, then a lot of people are going to get angry at them and try to go after them.
Yeah.
So if they steal from somebody smaller, it won't be that big a deal. So they want to hit up the Gandalfs and the Mozzarellas because they're smaller, and that should be there's some local folks, and that should be pretty easy for them.
Mm-hmm.
So, meanwhile, speaking of the Gandalf family, we're going to go back to the Cragioso, which is the Gandalf family headquarters. Yeah, so they managed to, of course, they killed everyone in there, if we remember that from last episode.
Yep.
So that's a little rude, but that's whatever. And they got the crate, and they're walking out. And they're kind of talking, kind of have, like, their plan to, like, get payment back and make sure they're there. They're totally forgetting the fact that their friend got schlorped.
Assume we do take it back to them. Do you really think they're just gonna hand us the dough?
No, they're
We'll
gonna
have to
murder
trust
you.
them.
They're gonna slurp you.
They're gonna slurp you.
Scott just like it was nothing.
And you can't kill them because...
When they're through with us, we'll just get rubbed out too.
Listen, just forget about Scott, all right? Those guys want this stuff we got.
Forget about it, yeah, dear.
All we
Did they
gotta
open the
do
box
is
to
hold
make
their
sure the stuff
precious
was in
hooks
there?
at gunpoint. Then we tell them
Question.
they don't lay their mitts on until we get our money.
That's right.
Again, they can slurp you. Did you not see what they did to your buddy?
Slorpin'.
I mean, somebody
Right,
brings,
which means that they can.
somebody brings it up, and they're like, it's fine. Like, they think that they're scrappy enough to deal with it, to get what they want out of Sillard, who's
Are-
literally been around for 200 years.
Are they?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
So they kind of they start walking away. They are interrupted by Isaac and Miria, who show up in full costume, which is
Hold it!
What the?
What the?
Who are you?
The man who came back from Reichenbach Falls with a vengeance! Professor Moriarty!
What? What's happening?
Well, would you believe Jack the Ripper?
friggin' hilarious. So Isaac is wearing a cape, an African mask, and a Japanese helmet.
Like you do.
And he calls himself
Moriarty.
He says yes, he's risen from the Reichenbach Falls as Professor Moriarty, which is just freaking hilarious.
No, never mind. I was thinking like, is the Reichenbach Falls of Sherlock Holmes? And I think it is.
Yeah.
I forgot. I thought you were talking about like a different thing. Like, because there's like, I was assuming that Isaac wasn't that smart and didn't get his stories correct. Mm-hmm. But Reichenbach Falls is the Sherlock Holmes story. Anyway.
Yes. So, and then he doesn't get a response, so he says Jack the Ripper, and so they're very confused about what's all going on.
But then lightning bolt.
Don't usually waste our time with idiots in stupid costumes.
Can you be
Well, then how about messing with me?
What?
Can you be born immortal?
They're geniuses.
Can you be born immortal? Also, give it to Ennis.
I mean, but then he ends up with Sillard, who we don't like.
No, I know, but like, I don't want Isaac and Miria to get hurt.
Yeah.
I'd rather just have that guy have it than.
And then Miria shows up with the lightning bolt, and she just like throws some powder in their face,
And they get the crate.
and they get the crate and run away. It's great.
And I thought for a bit, because like I was thinking, did Dallas actually look into the crate?
to actually check that the.
But then my
secret
also
formula was
question is
there.
like, if it was the bottles are with the Gandalfs, so then how did? And we know that Christian Bale's immortal.
Mm-hmm.
Did he drink any of that at that point, and that's how he became immortal?
Great question.
Is that how Fiera became immortal at one point, or like?
Great
But
question.
he also has Misa with him, some kind of one. Well, though I don't think Misa would do that.
What?
Like, Misa wouldn't let Fiero become immortal.
No, Misa wouldn't even be able to know how to make a secret formula. So.
I thought he knew half the formula.
You know half of it.
But he can make half the formula.
Right.
Do we know if Fiero is half immortal, full immortal?
Fiero's full immortal.
How do we know that?
I know that. That's not really specified. But we find out.
But how do we know like who's what and what? Because like I feel like it doesn't make sense if Fiero's full immortal unless like something happens.
Yeah. So
to get it, that makes him like if Misa did something to make him full immortal.
Right. We'll find out by the end of the show who's full immortal.
Question. If you're dying, can you become immortal when you're dying?
That's a good question. It's a good question. So
is Christian Bale half immortal then?
I am not going to comment because we have to learn it ourselves in the show. Although I think I've answered some of those questions before, I think, in like our really early episodes. But anyway, yes. So, and Ennis has been kind of following, she was following Dallas around. Now that she sees Isaac and Miria, she's following them. So just
right, and I said like just like ask them nicely for the crate, and you said you don't want that other guy to get in. I'm like, I agree, but I also don't want Isaac and Miria to get hurt.
Right.
That's more important right now.
Yeah, because we are rooting for Ennis, but we're also rooting for Isaac and Miria, but we're also rooting against Sillard. So this is going to turn up.
But I think Ennis could go up to them and be like, "Hey, actually, that crate actually like belongs to me, and they stole it from me. Can I have it back?" And I feel like Isaac and Miria would be like, "Oh, we're sorry. Here you go." They feel like those people that like if they wouldn't want to steal from like a friend.
Right.
Only the mafia.
Only the mafia. When in doubt, steal from the mafia. So, yes, but before we kind of see what they do with that, we're going to go to 1931, back to Chez, who had his head exploded, but now he's unexploded. And then he calls Lad a useless thug, which I think was a part of the scene from the first episode.
That's so disturbing to watch like a little child's head unexplode.
But didn't we know it was going to happen?
We knew it was going to happen, yeah.
What a useless thug. What should I do?
You can scare him now.
Count on him. I have to find some other way to discover who the immortal is.
Who's the other immortal?
Before, without even realizing
I have an
it,
idea, but I'm not
used my
sure.
real name.
I think I'm putting the pieces together.
So I know there must.
So that's a call back to that. So he kind of explains that what we already figured out, really, which is that he's trying to figure out who the immortal was, and that's why he wanted to enlist the help of Lad, by kind of leaning in on his desire to kill everybody, so Chez could figure out who the immortal was, and so he kind of, is a little peeved that his plan isn't really working out, but he leaves the freight car, and then we see kind of Vino pop out, and he was like, "Hey, didn't that kid just die? What the hell's going on here?"
Wasn't he just dead a minute ago?
Yes, he
sure
was,
buddy.
Wait, why does he need to devour them? I thought he didn't need to devour mortal. I thought this was a Highlander.
He doesn't need to.
Then why's he got to?
We learned a little bit more about him later.
Today?
Oh, hello.
I think so, yeah.
This episode?
Not this episode.
Okay. Wow.
Oh, great question, Claire. So we're going to go follow Eve Genovia again back in 1932. I keep saying back in when we keep going forward, but you guys know what I mean.
Don't think about
It's
it.
back in from right now when I'm talking, so think of it that way. So, yes, we're going to head to the Coraggioso, which is where the Gandalfs are hanging out. We see Tick Jefferson, who I think is called Chick in the show, but Tick in the books, so I'm going to use those interchangeably.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes. So, deeper into the Coraggioso, we see the Gandalf brothers sitting around a table playing some cads. Or no,
Cads?
Yeah, they're playing cads. And so Elian is being recognized as the guy from the newspaper. And before, they can really, start, a conversation, Eve just kind of busts in, is like, "Where's my brother? Where's my brother?" To the dismay of Elian, who, it figures that you should probably approach the Mafia with, a little more, just be a little more careful about it. But
well, I kind of wonder if
Well, it just so happens that...
You're Mr. Gandor, right?
That is correct.
My name is Eve Genoard. I'm the younger sister of Dallas Jr.
What's he doing?
Miss Genoward.
You mean Dallas, the filthy punk?
Sure.
You know my brother, don't you? I'm trying to find him. Please, you have to
What's-
tell me
what's
what
he
happened to my
doing?
brother.
He's like, don't just talk to the mob.
You have...
One, I wonder if she's like a bit desperate, and two, is it like the thing that like maybe she like knows like this moral code of like they're not gonna hurt a little like a kid, they're not gonna hurt.
I think she's
a young
so
girl.
innocent that I think she thinks that to a certain point, but I think she's also just very innocent. That
Yeah.
she thinks that they wouldn't hurt.
But
a little
like,
girl.
I mean, but don't like the Gandalfs and the Genovians like don't they do some stuff together?
I think it's mostly just like they're familiar with Dallas.
So maybe she thought like the Gandalfs would not actually hurt her.
yeah,
Which I mean they don't.
they don't. No, but like she just kind of, but she doesn't really think. She's like, "Where's my brother?"
I guess for me, I didn't think that was stupid. I think the next thing she does is stupid.
Yeah, the next thing she does is super stupid. And of course, anytime that somebody brings up Dallas, everyone is like, "That asshole." Nobody likes Dallas except for Eve. Like that's.
To be fair, for the most part, he was nice to Eve.
He was nice to Eve and an asshole to everyone else.
Exactly. It's not fine.
But before she can get answers, we do see that the Gustavo Baguette of the Runeradas,
Gustave Baguette.
Gustave
No,
Baguette.
Gaston Baguette.
Gaston Baguette of the Rigatonis, they fire his guns at the front of the Cragiosa because he thinks that the Andors are up to something. And before we know what's going on with that, we're going to go back to the Flying Pussyfoot because there's some fun things going on there. And so we kind of get a replay of a scene that happened earlier. Back to Jacuzzi's gang. And we love Jacuzzi's gang.
Thank God they're back.
We love Jacuzzi's gang. We get the replay of Jacuzzi kissing Niece, which it gets a lot funnier once we kind of learn some more information on that. Because Jacuzzi's finally taking the lead and he has a plan. And so...
Oh, you didn't kiss me, buddy.
Didn't know you were such a round heels, boss.
That was our first kiss.
What? You gotta be kidding me! Come on, boss, you two have been an item for 10 years, and that's the first time he laid one on you?
Wait, so people thought that they were
Well, they kind of have a bit, sort of.
Were they having kiss?
Princess.
They move very slowly.
10 years?
Why did you
So Nice kind of reveals that was their first kiss, which we're like, oh, so that was fine. But it turns out that they've actually been together for years.
And I was so I'm like, what, have they? Why haven't they kissed? What? I just thought that they were buddy. Like again, I just initially thought.
They're taking things very slowly.
Wasn't it like 10 years?
Yeah, they've
Why haven't
been
they kissed?
together for 10 years.
I didn't even know they were dating.
I think that's the funny part.
Was it just
They're
like
so
was it
cute.
like a convenience thing? And she was like, okay, like did they do
No.
anything?
I think they're just taking it really slow. Just like maybe looking at each other. Maybe they even held hands one time.
I just thought they weren't dating. I just like maybe.
I know
it was like,
they're
maybe it was like a will they or won't they. I thought it was like maybe like that, like a will they won't they.
Well, the answer is they have. It's like have they or have they not? Is more the question.
I kind of think it was more like both. So reception that they were together, but they just didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Were they like not to like? Not. I mean, were they not like physically together for like a long period of time? Like they weren't like around each other.
No, I think they were around each other.
Then why this?
You just gotta. Some people just do relationships differently.
What's the Tumblr art like this for this couple?
I actually don't know. I don't think I've ever looked.
Do you want to look?
You know what? I might look after this.
Tumblr art?
I can't imagine there's a ton of fan art for Baccano. But
I remember thinking it was like looking up Legend of Korra and when you mentioned that Sokka and Toph might have gotten together.
Oh yeah, that was that fan theory there. So
The one that makes some sense.
Some sense.
It gives a storyline to Sokka.
Yeah, right. Very interesting. Anyway, go watch our Legend of Korra stuff, guys.
Or listen, because I think we didn't actually do much reactions. Or they're blocked.
There wasn't a lot of videos for that, but you can listen to it. So,
There's videos.
They're iTunes.
There's videos.
They're all videos.
But they are blocked.
Many of them are blocked. So
Thanks,
Viacom.
Thanks.
For nothing.
And we were nice to you.
We were so nice to you.
Right.
Ay.
Not like other stuff that's been blocked where I'm like, yeah, that kind of makes sense. Like our 365 days highlights. We were not nice to you. To be fair, you're garbage.
You're the worst. So Baccano.
Baccano.
I like the fact that Nick just it just goes off on like, what do you mean that was your first kiss? You guys been together for years. You guys are idiots. He literally calls them idiots. That's great. So anyway, but
I'm so confused by that, but whatever.
They are climbing up onto the
train,
the roof of the train, and there's a lot of other people doing things on the roof of the train here.
Yeah,
Lad and his buddies are getting up there, and you know there's a brief conversation about if the one guy asks the lad is like, is it cool just to like kill a kid like that? And he's like, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
The thing that pissed Lad off was that Ches kind of looked down on him.
He was so certain he wouldn't get killed by us. He was looking down his nose at me, Lad Russo. I was overwhelmed with the most incredible urge to kill.
Yeah, but still.
But what really burns? What makes me wish that he were alive so I could kill him again is that goddamn look in his face. Like I just couldn't kill him!
You can kill him again if you want.
He could tell he was looking down on him, and he looked like he couldn't. Like he really didn't think he was gonna kill him because we all know that he can't die.
Could Lad tell that he was like not actually telling the truth when he was saying like, "Wow, Mister, you're so good"?
I don't think he really. That was the part he really cared about. He was more cared about the fact that he was.
Did he think he could not get $20,000 out of the kid? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's more like it was more like his certainty that he was going to live, which of course is what.
But he knew that he was gonna live.
Which is what drives Lad to kill people. Is when people really think they're gonna make it, and then he kills them. He thinks it's fun.
See, this might be fun to kill immortals because he knows he like if he just I want a blood.
I think it would piss him off.
It would, but that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And so we go to the roof of the train, and there's multiple people there. So of course we saw Nisa and Nick are kind of like peeking over, see what's going on. Lad's on top there, and it's also Chane.
Got a load of this.
Hi, Shane.
Hey.
Oh, she got a knife.
Has she talked at all?
No. Okay, she doesn't.
This is not good. I'm stuck here.
Is this a new victim I see before me?
Nice, other guy. Maybe go away.
Yeah.
I mainly just don't want them to die. Who's just taking a stroll?
Who's just she went up there to kind of see what's going on. Everyone's just hanging out up there. And so then we get this really interesting scene of like, it's kind of mindscapey.
Mm-hmm.
Of, you know, we see kind of very similar imagery to the earlier in the episode where it's just like this cloudy, like hazy sky filled with white birds. And we get this conversation between...
Sorry.
You're good. So, yes, we get this interesting conversation between Huey Laforêt and Chane.
Once they freed you, they won't have any use for me. What they really want is the secret of immortality. They just want to become immortals themselves. Neither you nor I mean anything to them.
Very smart, Chane.
I gave up my voice in order to protect the secret you gave me.
Okay. Oh.
I'm not afraid anymore. I'm not afraid of those who are trying to take you from me.
Via telepathy?
Via telepathy.
Telepathy. That's the word.
Yeah, I think anybody that an immortal has relationships with, it's always like a very interesting thing.
That's fine.
So we kind of get more insight as to Huey and Chane's kind of relationship to the Lemures, or the Lemures, and the black suits. And Huey kind of asks her if she is trying to protect the Goose and the other black suits, because like they only want to kill. They're going to kill her at the end, and like everyone kind of knows it.
Yeah.
So the only thing that the black suits are really focused on is getting immortality. So Chane isn't like, she's more.
Well, like why would you kill his daughter?
I don't really know.
Like if he wouldn't, why would he give you immortality if you were going to kill his daughter? Mm-hmm. Like as a threat, like, are you threatening him? Like that's not gonna. He's immortal.
Right. So yeah, I don't know why they want to kill her, but like they want to kill her.
That doesn't make sense.
They just want to do away with her.
These people are stupid.
Yeah, because they only want to be. So Chane is more interested in keeping the secret or protecting the concept of immortality.
Which is why she doesn't talk.
Yeah, because she gave her voice she gave her voice basically to keep a secret. We don't really know what exactly the secret is, but it's implied, like the secret of immortality. We don't know if it's specifically a secret formula or or what specifically, but Huey has a secret that Chane knows, and she took her own voice to prevent it. So this is the only place we hear her talk is in the mindscape, because she actually can't vocalize.
Right.
And these guys are more concerned. It's not really about protecting the concept of immortality, but just becoming immortal. So they will do really whatever, which is not actually in line with what Huey and Chane want. And Chane's thing is that she will do anything to protect her father, because like he's the only family that she has, and she's very loyal to him.
Yeah,
and wants to protect him because no one else loves her. But Chane, you are worthy of love. Maybe you can find someone who will love you on this train.
I think she might just be busy. Also, who's she gonna find love with?
That's a good question.
Somebody from Jacuzzi's gang?
No.
Well,
maybe.
They seem nice.
They're very nice, actually. I think that
everybody else is either like a dickbag or taken.
Or just auto murderous rampage.
Yeah.
And who am I referring to? Multiple people are on a murderous rampage right now. Which probably sounds like a problem, but it's fine. So, yeah, and Chane kind of clarifies here. I've said it before, but this is where we clarify that even though that Chane is the daughter of an immortal, that she is mortal herself.
Yeah.
So she will eventually grow old and die.
Because she doesn't want to be immortal.
Yeah.
I guess. Maybe?
It does. I'm not sure if she really specifies.
It kind of implies that like she chose not to be, because like she says like she's gonna die.
Yeah. And it does seem like something that she's made peace with.
Or like the fact that like maybe there was no way for her to become immortal because there's no more secret formula.
Yeah.
So maybe that might be it. And maybe she didn't choose it, but like, I don't know. One or the other.
Something like that. But then, knife fight.
Knife fight.
Knife fight part 2.
Now you die.
She just...
What was that? Did that really happen? Oh yeah, that's it. That's the way, sister. This is embarrassing. I gotta kill her. I'm gonna kill you, baby.
I gotta cut your tongue.
Whether you want to die or not. Yes! Is this happening? Really?
She was awesome.
She kicks ass.
Electric Boogaloo.
Well, kind of knife / gunfight.
Yeah. So, Chane versus Lad. Well, Chane has guns and is like deflecting bullets with knives.
Yeah, she's
which
good.
Is pretty dope. She kicks ass. Honestly. All the women in this show kick absolute ass.
I didn't know, like, because I was wondering like how the knives were, but I was wondering like, is this the point where Lad gets like the bone arm?
Yeah, I don't quite think so.
I don't think so, but I'm like, is that where this happens, or was it because of the crash that he got his arm turned to bone?
I assume that we will find that out at some point.
I mean, I believe you, but I kind of just want to know now.
Yeah. Patience, my friend.
Yeah,
so basically, there's a knife fight. Shane's freaking good. Lad is ready to fuck some shit up. So it's entertaining. But at some point, I think Lad starts getting a little embarrassed because he's like, he should probably just kill this person. So he's trying to shoot guns, but then tries to fight with knives. Anyway, it's a whole thing. So
and Knives and Nick are just kind of there.
Yeah, Nice and
Nick.
Is it? Yeah. But they're just kind of watching the whole thing.
I'm like,
as Jacuzzi's gang often does in this show, which is very funny.
That's good, because then they don't die.
Because, Nice and Jacuzzi are, like, and their gang are, like, they are like the villains or like the protagonists in a very different story than this one, where like shit's like super off the rails here and they're a little more low key, but like they are very involved in the story. It's just like their placement is very funny. So, but there is like, of course, what happens when you're riding a train, occasionally there's signs, so Lad gets taken away by a spinning signpost.
What the hell just happened? Well. Look who's been sneaking around up here. How about the two of you put your hands up and come down?
Not Nice and Nick.
Yeah, protect them.
And he gets put to a different car, so the fight is cut short.
So it's fine.
And then Nice and Nick are spotted by one of the lemurs. And they're kind of taken by them. So we're going to go to 1932, called Eve Genovia is an Idiot.
That is 100% accurate.
So the rigatonis bust in. We have Gustavo, again, freaking idiot. And, Luck, Berger, and Keith are just playing cards. They're just having a good time.
Yeah.
We don't see Eve's nowhere in sight. But, so the thing that we know is that Christian Bale, Luck, he's supposed to be dead. This is something that's get repeatedly because, of course, we've seen.
We saw,
in the first episode, dudes were gunned down.
Yeah.
So dude should be dead. And somehow he's not dead.
Right.
Interesting. So they try to figure out what the deal with that is. Yes. And so I was trying to figure out the order of events here. So Gustavo kind of threatens Luck. He's trying to figure out what the deal with that is. And then Eve.
Like an idiot.
I think you just sit there and jerk me around. You're working with Dallas.
No, that's not true.
Oh, Eve.
Eve, shut up.
What more proof do I need than that?
Don't you think that's just a little bit random?
Yeah, a little too random for me.
Eve, that was the worst.
I hope you get it now.
Also, how did Luck become immortal? How did Fiora become immortal?
We find out.
I don't really know. I only know how Misa became immortal. And he's kind of the most important.
Misa?
Was it Misa?
That was just on the boat.
No, I think I know how he became immortal, and he's kind of the most important.
Yeah.
She jumps out. She's like, da-da-da-da-da. I forget what she was yelling about. Something about Turd Brother, I'm sure. And of course, poor Elian is just trying to keep everything under control, and he can't keep a damn thing under control. Basically, I think it's because the rigatonis think that Dallas was colluding with the Gandalfs, which isn't the case, which is why Eve is protesting. But Gustavo was like, "Aha, I see," and as a result, he shoots all of the Gandalf brothers.
Correct.
He just shoots all of them.
Correct. But they're not all, or are they all immortal?
All the brothers are immortal.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. And of course, we know that you don't stay dead for long. Many of the Gandalf brothers do not. And so they pop back up. And then Berga punches Gaston Baguette Rigatoni in the face.
Yes.
So, fun stuff. Haha, you idiot.
What was she? I forget. She just popped up. So, you can't hurt them. They're helping me. And it's go away.
Right. She's talking about her. It's like, Eve, go back to the behind. You're not immortal. If they shoot you, you're dead. Mm-hmm. So back in 1930, remember Isaac and Miria, they took the stolen crate.
Right.
Great. Turns out it was only filled with liquor. No money. So they're a little disappointed about that.
But they didn't drink it at this point, or did they drink it?
That's the question. We don't know if they've drinking it at this point. I mean, we can assume. Based on some later
But don't we know at one point that Isaac is immortal? At one point? Which, I was assuming happened by accident. So does that mean Miria is also immortal? That's good. I approve.
they can go do stupid shenanigans forever.
Yeah, but the robbing stuff's going to be harder as, time goes on.
It's fine. Or easier. Because nobody will know. It looks like the same people, but it surely can't be.
Maybe they'll just they can learn internet scams.
They can do internet scams. I hope they do. I love them. So they're a little sad that they didn't get what they were looking for, but they're going to hit up the mozzarellas next.
Well, that didn't work. How could we have known it was liquor?
How could we have known it was liquor?
Did they drink that?
Oh, well, on to the next location. At least there's another market.
They drank that, didn't they?
Right?
They may or may not drink it.
We're sure to take that.
I thought they did drink it.
I forget.
Didn't we already have the shot?
Yeah.
Don't think about it.
Don't think about it. I forget when they drink it.
I thought they did drink it.
And they change into their costumes, which are a priest and a nun.
Remember, Miria, act naturally. Like a good customer.
That's right. Naturally.
Oh, this is...
May the peace of God be with you always.
You two are new.
We'll be discreet.
We're discreet.
Come on.
Which is very funny. And they go to the basement of the place. They say it's a speakeasy. It looks really nice for a speakeasy.
Yeah.
And so they're trying to find an office where there's going to be money where they can steal.
Right.
So that's like their current plan. And Ennis in this whole time is like following them.
Because she needs this stuff.
Yes. So they're like running around and they find this kind of back room where there's like, you can hear the downstairs meeting going on. And so Isaac wants to get in on that because he wants to figure out what all is going on so they can go in and steal the money.
Yep, there's an office down there.
Sir! You shouldn't be back there!
Look at all those ceremonial pistolas. That's dramatic.
God have mercy. In
Oh, anime.
celebration of your joining our ranks, I will fire the ceremonial pistol.
Pistola.
There's a problem with one of the patrons.
He did.
And then we have like a very typical anime scene of like there's a one girl who's in there. What's her name?
The waitress?
Yeah, Elian Chan. That's what she's listed as, which is cool. But yes, so there's a waitress in there, and of course, boobs in the face. That's you want humor in anime, tits to the face. It's all you need. And while that's all going on, so yes, the waitress kind of falls and pins him to the floor. We see there's holes in the floor, which is how they're looking and seeing things. I wonder how those holes got there.
Is it a ceremony?
It could be from the firing of the ceremonial pistola. It was from the ceremonial firing of pistola. And it just so happens that Fiero, our good buddy, Fiero Porcineso, is just became an official member of the Martillo family, which is great. Of course, when anyone becomes a member of the Martillo family, when anyone becomes a mozzarella, you gotta fire the ceremonial pistola.
Why can't we just make a pizza?
I don't know why we can't just make
mozzarellas. Why don't we just make the pizza?
This is terrible. We're not getting better. We're only getting worse. So yes. Of course. Spoiler: there's somebody sitting in the spot where the pistola usually gets fired from, and his name's Isaac, and he gets shot.
Did he get shot, or does his hat get shot? Was he wearing a hat?
He was wearing. It's very interesting you say that there, because they kind of run upstairs to see what's going on because they're screaming because Miria's like, "Oh my God, he's dead!" But when he gets up there, Isaac looks fine.
Yeah,
he doesn't look worse for wear. His hat has a bullet hole clean through it. The hat that was on his head.
Yes.
Interesting.
Right, but like even if they drank it and he was immortal at that point, wouldn't it still have taken a couple minutes? Maybe
not necessarily.
It was a bullet, maybe shorter. So, but we don't know if he drank it and lived because he's immortal, or just go through his hat.
Right. That's the question that we're asking ourselves. And so, Fiero is up there as well, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't realize you guys were the clergy." They're not Fiero; they're just in costume. But so they all kind of recognize each other as having met earlier. They just ran into each other.
Yeah.
That's very good because I don't recognize people that I ran into earlier that day. So good on you.
I mean, you recognize when you talk to me.
You're gonna die!
Well, probably someday.
Will he?
Did he already drink the thing?
Shop this afternoon.
Hey, it's those guys.
The ones that bumped into us.
Please forgive me. I didn't realize you were a priest and a sister.
Please forgive us. Meet cute. Or what's next on Baccano?
Next on Baccano?
A meet cute. Is it at that point go ahead?
Yeah, no, the episode kind of ends So I'm trying to think
Right
about
before
what's the shot.
Fiyero and Ennis have their second meet cute.
Yes. So we know that Ennis is there watching, but they haven't quite met yet. But it looks like things are about to go down, maybe. But unfortunately, before that happens, episode ends.
So what's next on Baccano?
What's next on Baccano? Great question. So what you think of that episode, Dara?
I liked it, but I don't know, for some reason, I think just like the stuff on the train for the most part, besides like Jacuzzi and his gang, I don't care about it.
So you're not like a fan of the black suits or Chane or...
Shane's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know much about her, but like she's cool.
She's cool.
But I don't really care.
She got
Yeah, also because the black suits are stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And like, oh, we should kill the guy who's Colt Rand's daughter.
Yeah.
That's a dumb thing to do. I just don't care about it. So I think that's why I like it better, because I'm like, oh, look, I see a Miria here, and like that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And and I kind of like the gang stuff a bit more.
Oh.
I mean, Eve was an idiot, but like
she was an idiot. But now I'm a little more interested now that we've like roped in the Gandalfs into this. Like I'm a little more interested. Now that Christian Bale's here, I kind of want to know what's going on.
Hooray!
So yes, Eve is kind of an idiot, but she's beautiful and innocent, I guess. Maybe. But we have to respect it, I suppose. But I personally I liked that we learned a little bit more about Chane here and Thuy La Forêt, and just kind of got their whole deal about what's all going on with them.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really interesting because it's like very, it's much its own thing. It's very stylized, very a specific way. So I think it's interesting stuff, and maybe we'll get to learn more about that later. So yes, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to talk about here, but things are occurring there. Things are happening. Do I have any good unanswered questions in here? What are the unanswered questions? Do I have any good? No, Baccano Wiki needs some better trivia, I think. There's like no trivia. It's just unanswered questions, which are good. The question is, where's Dallas? 1932. How are the Gandalfs involved?
I don't think they are technically involved.
What's going to happen with Jacuzzi's gang? Great question.
I hope they live. That's all I care about, really. I don't really care about anything else. I just want them to live.
Yes. Ooh, things are heating up, Dara.
Right.
Because, oh my gosh, Dara, I think I finished talking about the episode.
You did.
Do you know what that means?
We've been going for almost 2 hours.
Oh God.
There was a gap because I had to go upstairs.
Okay.
So technically, I think we're okay.
Good. Wow. We've been chatting it up. I was gonna say it's time for a comment corner. Yeah.
Good singing.
Thank you. It's time for a comment corner. What comments am I reading today?
Who, what, when, where, why, how?
What is the last? What's the last one that we ended with? We have a couple of Pushing Daisies comments, which is fun. Cool. There's one from Smelling Success that says, cup pies do exist. They're called tarts. That's from Nomi Gnome.
Oh, that's true. I don't think I've ever actually, maybe I have had a tart. Mm-hmm. Maybe like a while ago, but that's like custard filling. It's not like, they are kind of different because I think a tart's like custard filling, and pies kind of are not custard.
Right.
So I think they're technically a bit different. Well, I guess you maybe have like a custard in a pie.
Technically, you could. All right, you're stretching the definition there, Nomi, but we'll accept it.
We'll accept it.
All right. Then from our Baccano episode 3 reaction review, this is kind of exciting because we have a lot of episodes that aren't released yet, which means we don't have a ton of comments to pull from, but it means that we have a backlog, which thank God.
Which kind of means I can read some more spoilers because like I'm ahead.
Right.
Like we're more ahead. Backlogs are fun. We should do that more often.
Oh God, we should try to have our lives together. That'd be great. So Zom has some comments from our Baccano episode 3 review, which I had titled "That's Anime Baby." So the first
you
one
can tell
says,
who's editing it based on who makes the title.
Who makes the title, yeah. So the first one says, Lad, the sociopath that everyone loves to hate. Such a fun character. That's one upvote on it. I agree. Lad is fun.
Yeah.
He's growing on you.
Yeah.
Right? He's crazy. But and Zom also says, reminds all of us that, don't worry, Dara, I have several friends who took 4 or 5 watch-throughs to fully get everything. I've watched the show multiple times and I'm just like, wait, I gotta get this again.
What's happening?
So, yes. And then last comment I'll read for today is from our Pushing Daisies pilot review.
Oh.
Which says, from Shanoa Thompson, it says to those looking for Pushing Daisies, it's on HBO Max, and those in America, it's on CW Seed for free. So just
it's on HBO Max in America, too.
Yeah?
Yeah. But I found it on there. I think like around the time either we were starting season 2 or maybe season 1. But I found it on there. I own it on DVD, so I'm okay.
I think it's nice because I think for CW Seed, though, it's free. So you don't have to worry about having a subscription for anything.
What is CW Seed?
I don't know, but I've seen it looking for it before.
Okay. I mean, I just own the show, so I'm fine.
But those are the comments that I am reading today, which means that is all the time we have for today. We've been going for a god dang long time. But it's just because I enjoy Baccano so much and I like talking about it. And in order to like catch everything that's going on, I think that's interesting. I think that's a different part from this show than other episodes or other shows is because like you have to kind of touch on like every line or you're going to miss information.
Yeah.
It's not like you can like full scenes that you can sum over in one sentence. It's like, okay, but like if we really want to get to the nitty gritty of what's going on, we have to like go through like detail by detail, which I think is a lot of fun. It becomes a little much when you're reviewing it, but I think this has been a very interesting show to review, and I'll probably talk more about that once we actually finish the whole show.
Right.
But I'm having a great time. Dara's having a questionable time, but that's making me have an even better time. So thank you for watching today, or if you're listening, of course, we're on a variety of platforms that you can find us on. If you're watching us on YouTube, hello. Thanks for looking at our faces. Of course, like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, please leave your comments because we read them on the show and we enjoy them thoroughly, and also makes us just feel a little better about ourselves. And so you can also just listen to us. You can take us on the go. We are available on iTunes and Spotify. Look for us on Witty Close or First Reaction Fan Reaction on there. You can find us under, I think, either name. Make sure you rate us, give us some reviews. Let us know what you think. We appreciate hearing from you. If you want to follow us on social media, we have a variety of social medias that you can follow us on. We're on Facebook.com/WittyClose. We are on Twitter. Tweet at us at WittyClose.
We're on Instagram now.
We are on Instagram now. Yes, are we Witty Close or Witty Close Productions on there?
Good question.
I think it's Witty Close.
You're probably right.
Because I think you can't make long usernames on.
Can you not? Instagram. I don't know.
Yeah, because we're Witty Close Productions. Never mind.
You're welcome.
Oh, so I was thinking about. No, you can do longer ones on Instagram, shorter ones on Twitter, because I had to shorten a username.
Yeah, but we're on Instagram, and I mainly just like post like, hey, like here's the episode.
Yeah.
For now, maybe we'll do some fun picture stuff like behind the scenes
stuff. Yeah. So you can follow us on Instagram if that is your thing. Witty Close Productions.
We're on Patreon if you want to.
Yes, talk about more.
If you want to donate so that we can start, because we love doing this, but we would like to start doing more stuff and being able, and to do that we need more time, and therefore we need to make money.
We need a little money.
So you can donate to us on Patreon. We have 3 tiers right now. Maybe we'll do more, but I can't think about that right now.
Yeah.
For $1, you get access to our monthly live streams. We just did our September one where we watched the new Amazon Cinderella movie.
Oh my god, that was a lot.
It was really bad.
Oh boy.
And I don't know exactly when this episode's coming out, but it might be either before we do our October one, or
right around that time. Yeah.
Right around the time of the October one. So if you are subscribed to for $1 by the time we do that live stream, we're actually going to do a double feature for the spooky, scary skeleton season.
Yay.
We're watching Halloween Town and Halloween Town 2. Calabar's Revenge, because we don't want to watch the mediocre third one, and that's...
Third one was okay, and the fourth one doesn't exist, so...
The fourth one doesn't exist, guys, so we're not watching them.
Yeah.
But the third one's fine, but we just don't want to do a triple feature.
No, that'd be too much.
Right.
We'd do double feature.
Just don't watch the fourth one.
Just don't. But, so that's what we're doing there. We'd love for you to join us.
Right, you can join us on the live stream, and then also, like, the way we watch it, you can join us watching the movie.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's fun. And for $5, you get the access to the live stream, and you get access to our spin-off show, First Reaction or Fan Reaction, where we watch a show that that we both have seen or have never seen before. I think we might... I'm still trying to figure out the schedule for that, but we might either still be on WandaVision or just wrapping it up, and then we'll go to the next show, which we'll announce when we start.
We'll announce when we get... Yeah.
And then for $10, that one's a bit random right now, but right now you can vote on if you want to discuss the topic in the live stream, that kind of thing. We're also going to start having reaction shows that we don't think are going to fit either the spin-off show or this show. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm going to get Cailin to watch Bake Off. He's going to get me to watch something.
I'm not quite sure yet, but it'll be something.
We're going to start with Bake Off. That's going to take a while.
Yeah.
But it'll be fun.
Yay.
And, that's all on Patreon right now. And if it ever gets updated, we'll let you know. So please donate. We'll be extremely grateful. And maybe we get your shout-outs on here as well for Patreon people.
Oh, yeah. I'd love to do that. So... Thanks, folks. But yes, so that is all the places that you can find us, or you can even email us if you wanted to, if you like that kind of old school stuff.
WittyClose@gmail.com.
Yes, there we go. All right, but stay tuned. Join us next time. We're still going to be on Baccano. We're gonna be finishing off not too long from now, but we're going to be talking about episode 11. Chane and Huey remain silent in the face of 2 mysterious people. And episode 12, Firo and the 3 Gandalf brothers are felled by assassins' bullets.
Weren't they already filled by assassins' bullets?
Don't think about it.
All right,
I'm Cailin Clothing.
I'm Dara Whitman.
Peace.
Also, we didn't get any Isaac and Mira.
I know.
Or
We saw them like in the background.
Or Jacuzzi's gang.
We got no
We got no Jacuzzi.
We got, like, one shot of Jacuzzi and that was it.
Why must you hurt me like this?